Notice to
Reset.
all viewers and social media companies. Ohio residents can use medical marijuana for qualified medical conditions under Ohio House Bill 523. The host of the show, known as 420 Live or 420 Live Ohio, may use or consume legally purchased Ohio medical marijuana products during this video. 420 Live or Ohio Cannabis Live does not promote the use of illegal drugs. This content is for informative and entertainment purposes only. This content is not meant to be used as medical advice or to be used to promote misinformation about cannabis. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, now I know that my audio is working. Welcome back. So yes, as you can see, I've changed up a few things here. I got me a couple new toys here, playing with the close-up, playing with the far-away shot, playing with the wide shot. So yeah, back to what I was saying before. What are y'all medicating on? I'm dying to know. I'm about to turn on comments so I can see what you're saying. I see comments coming in. Hey, Terry. Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Mike. What you done said that got the security mess over at Mean Beans? Oh, can't hear shit. Yeah, I know. It's a new stuff. It's a new software. Not really even a new software. It's really a new device that makes it a little bit easier for me to kind of go back and forth. Allow me to get a little bit more different angles, something like that. Try to help people see better, so I'm not so far away. But anyway, I do want to talk about a few things. And one of those things I want to talk about, my shirt's driving me crazy. I hate that. I hate the little white sticking up in my shirt. You're going to have a lot of fun with me on this replay. Anyway.
One sec.
Did you hear me say his name? Did I say Siri?
Working on that.
I'm not talking to you, bro.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
No, we're not trying again. I wasn't talking to you. And then he says nothing. You say Siri, and nothing happens. You say Alexa. Oh, it hears you.
I don't know that one.
You see what I'm saying? This thing is all up in the mix, right? Some GMO. Some Kim Fuego. Okay. What's that? Sunday Driver? I gotta get me some glasses, y'all. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't see the screen. So, what I'm gonna do to solve that problem is I've got this tablet here, and because like I said, your boy Mastamynd is literally going blind. It's not funny, and it's just been one of them days where I didn't get everything set up the way I really wanted to, so it makes it hard for me to really get used to this new stuff here. So like I said, I can see your comments now. Hey, I can even talk without reaching over. So, I'm trying to keep an eye on everything on my little system here, but I want to jump into a few important pieces of information for you. So, we've got several new dispensaries that opened up. We've got this Senate Bill 9. We've got the adult use, and then we've got this situation that's going on that maybe many of you aren't aware of. That we're losing a lot of people in this program. I'm just going to flat out say it. People are not renewing their card. I'm not quite sure why. I'd like to know why in the comments what the reasons why you haven't renewed your card, if I'm talking to you or not. I'd like to know, what could be done to help you renew your card. Is it the cost? Some people say the renewal is too much, and I'm just gonna let you know we can got the hookup on the renewal. So the renewals are not as much as you think. If your doctor is charging you $200 and $300 to renew your card, he is overcharging. So that's one issue. Another thing that we want to do is we definitely want to make sure that we're addressing the issue of the price of product. It's changed. Things have changed a lot dramatically. And I know there's a lot of stuff happening in other states, like Captain Green Talker's talking about New York. People are talking about Michigan and all that. But that's great for New York. That's great for Michigan. That's great for DC. That's great for everybody else. But right here in Ohio, we are constantly having trouble here. And part of the problem that I continuously see over and over and over again is that there is a disconnect between patients, license holders, and the state. We have to refocus our efforts to talking to lawmakers, to dealing with the issues in Ohio. We can't worry about what's going on in New York or elsewhere right now, because right now this program is failing. And even though new dispensaries are opening up, I didn't run into no crowd. So, what you're going to see over the next couple of days on my channel is a bunch of dispensary videos, a bunch of dispensaries opening up. And, the thing is, I feel like we've been waiting for these dispensaries to open up forever. Last week we had the twins on here talking about Ratio. I do want to let you know that Ratio will be opening. I want to let you know that since all this began, we've had a couple dispensaries that opened up. We had the Landing that opened in Cleveland. We had Beyond Hello that opened near Cincinnati. We had Uplift that opened near Mount Orb. And we had, just recently yesterday, Consume Oxford that opened in Oxford. So that's 4 dispensaries that have opened up. But most people don't even know that. And I'm just telling you, there are a lot more coming. There are a lot. And like I said, some people, they are finding a reasonable price for renewal, but there's a lot of people who are not renewing. The numbers that we're seeing are showing dramatic drops in enrollments and renewals. So we're trying to figure out a way to fix that problem. Yeah, I mean, we're hoping that that'll be the case. And speaking of that, another dispensary is going to open on Monday. That's Amplify in Columbus or the Gahanna area. One and the same for some people who live here. So we are expanding the program, but what's the point in expanding if you aren't buying? I'm just saying. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at numbers. I'm looking at when I visit these dispensaries, and the crowd I'm expecting to be there for a new dispensary, it ain't there. I don't know why. I went to Beyond Hello. There's a lot of people there, but let's talk a little bit about the meat of today's show, which is Senate Bill 9, Ohio Senate Bill 9. What is Ohio Senate Bill 9? Ohio Senate Bill 9 is a piece of legislation that I believe was spawned off of Ohio Senate Bill 261 to do a variety of things. I'm not going to go through everything that SB9 does today, but we are going to go over some of the key points. So, obviously you may not be able to read this, but the link to this analysis or summary is in the description of this video. So you can go and read the whole thing, read along, read for yourself, read it, download the PDF, whatever works for you. But I just want to get to the things that matter to patients. One thing that this Senate Bill 9 would do is expand qualified conditions to include opiate use disorder, autism, insomnia, and a few other things. And it would also give doctors more room to recommend without it necessarily falling into one of these other existing qualifying conditions. It would raise the THC limit from 70% to 90%. It would switch the control of the program from the Board of Pharmacy to the Department of Commerce. And one thing that I think is really important is that it also established an oversight board or committee to oversee the program, which we had before and which is no longer. So just so you understand right now the situation we're in, the program doesn't have any oversight. We don't know where the money is going. Nobody knows where the money went. All the money that they collected, all the money from the applications, no one knows what's going on with that money. And frankly, no one is asking. We're not asking. And we should be. We should know where this money is going. Especially if they're getting ready to change the rules again. That's going to definitely cost money. And we don't want them to pass the cost of their changes over to us. So we need to be making sure that we're involved in whatever new rule making, decision making, program making, changing progress. So what I'm getting at here is that, in order for us to know what we're talking about, every last one of you's homework assignment is for you to study and research Ohio Senate Bill 9. So you understand it, so you decide whether or not you support it or you don't. That's really important for you to do at this point so that we can all figure out together whether or not Senate Bill 9 makes sense. Because right now, most people don't even know what I'm talking about. And yes, the whole bill is 99 pages, so they're banking on the fact that we're not going to read it. They're banking on the fact that we're not going to read the like alcohol legislation because most of you haven't read it. All you know is that it has homegrown in it. I totally agree with both of you. I agree with you, Captain Green Toker, and I agree with you, Rodney. The Board of Pharmacy has held the program back a lot. Just in the simple fact is that they have slow walked some of the progress, especially when it came to the tier system. By the time they removed the tier system, that really hurt us. The delay in doing that, fixing the 90-day limit, all that kind of stuff, it definitely hurt us significantly. So it's important that we now figure out a way to get people back involved in participation, not just in buying stuff at the dispensary, but actually asking questions and advocating for changes to make sure that we are all on the same page. Because right now we're not, and that's the problem that we are facing right now. We're not on the same page, and we need to be. And we in order for us to do that, we've definitely got to make sure. I just want to make sure this looks right on here. That we understand these pieces of legislation that are being presented pretty much behind our back. They're not telling us. Did you see any news press? There was a news article about Senate Bill 9, but I bet many of you didn't see it or digest what it meant. So that's why I felt it was important to do a video about Senate Bill 9 to make sure that you understand this is something for us. And if we can get this through with some changes, I think that Senate Bill 9 doesn't have patient rights and protections. We talked a little bit about patient rights and protections before, and that was a document that we talked about. This document here, and this document doesn't go far enough to really protect us in a meaningful way. It doesn't cover housing. It doesn't cover child care custody disputes. It doesn't really outline a policy for people who are using opiate medication and using medical cannabis. It doesn't have enough protections in it to really have the impact that it should. And most people didn't even know that this document existed. So again, if you need a copy of this for your records, and you should have a copy of this document, make sure you email me. I'll make sure you get a copy of it. Yeah, I can certainly I can reread this. I know that the print I'm looking at is extremely small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge this a little bit, so that it'll be a little bit easier for us to read here. Let me see. Hold on. Because right now it's so small, guys, I can't even read it myself. So. Alright. So. Here we go. This is the Ohio Revised Code, Section 3796.22, Rights of Registered Patient, effective September 8th, 2016. Legislative House Bill 523. Just for you, you've heard this in the disclaimer all the time. Ohio House Bill 523 is what legalized medical marijuana in the state of Ohio. Now, I'm going to read this word for word. Notwithstanding any conflicting provisions of the Ohio Revised Code, a patient registered under this chapter who obtains medical marijuana from a retail dispensary licensed under the chapter may do both of the following: use medical marijuana, possess medical marijuana, subject to division B as in boy of this section, possess any paraphernalia or accessory specified in the rules adopted under section 3796.04 of the revised code. Amount of medical marijuana possessed by a registered patient shall not exceed a 90-day supply as specified in the rules adopted in section 3796.04. A registered patient shall not be subject to arrest or criminal prosecution for doing any of the following in accordance with this chapter: obtaining, using, or possessing medical marijuana. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the right spot. Possessing any paraphernalia or accessory specified in the rules adopted under section 37964 of the Ohio Revised Code. And this section does not authorize a registered patient to operate a vehicle, streetcar, trackless trolley, watercraft, or aircraft while under the influence of medical marijuana. Period. Where is the rest of the document? where is the rest of the document at? Where are we? I don't understand it. Thank you, Lynette, for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Rodney, for the happy birthday. It's birthday week. Yeah, I mean, I get nervous still when I'm riding around, coming from a dispensary, and I've got my medical marijuana on me. My nerves are and that's why I'm so worried about people who are opening things before they get home. I have a lot of people say, "What does it look like?" I say, "I don't know, man. I ain't home yet." I'm not gonna open my medicine in my car. I'm just not going to do it, and I'm going to advise you not to do it either. I don't care what your friend says. I don't care how important it is to take a picture of it and share it with whoever. Don't do it, because if you do and then you get pulled over and it's open, man, you're going to have a problem. And there's nothing that you can say on social media or anywhere else that's going to help you with that problem. You know, one thing we have to do to make sure is follow the rules as best as we possibly can. I know these rules are freaking ridiculous, okay? I get that. I understand it very well. I think some of the things we're talking about here are ridiculous. The notion that people aren't going to smoke marijuana or cannabis is absurd. They've been doing it for over 100 years, maybe longer. Probably since the Ice Age or something, they were smoking cannabis. So it's just not reasonable to think that, you know, you're going to make everyone not smoke cannabis, for example. How do you enforce such a policy? But more importantly, you know, we want to make sure that the legislation that they have is going to make sense. And right now, I think we need to have input. We need to be able to speak to legislators. And, you know, I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do another lobby day. That's just one thing. It's not everything. But we're probably going to have to do that. And that's something that, you know, I tried once before. And I don't feel like it really changed anything for anybody. And, you know, I feel like we have to come out with a solution that's going to make sense to all of us. That does include some type of patient rights and protections that protects us from employment, protects us from housing, protects us from traffic stops, protects us from child custody. We need these protections written into the law. And there's also needs to be a discrimination update, because there's no rules or protections for discrimination against medical marijuana patients. And what's the point of having a state-issued license if it isn't being respected by other professional agencies and companies? They don't respect it. It's like, I got a driver's license, and you respect that, but I got a medical marijuana license. You don't want to respect that? What's up with that? That don't seem right. thank you, Ivana, for happy birthday. Yvonne said, you read the whole thing. You'll bring more dispensaries. It will be 1 dispensary per 1,000 people. Yeah, so it will definitely bring more dispensaries. That's certainly true. However, what's going to happen is, if we don't get people excited about new dispensaries coming in the program, if we don't make reforms to the program to make it more enticing for people to be a part of it, if we don't incentivize it in some way, why would they join this program? They're just going to stay with the legacy market. They're not going to worry about how many dispensaries we got until it just gets to the point where they just are in every corner. Then next thing you know, guess what? Now we're Michigan. That's what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted it, man. We're almost there. I'm telling you. Some of the stuff I've seen lately. Whoa. I'm telling you, the prices are like, whoa. They're already restricting my video because I said the prices are like, whoa. So it's really something that we had to study. So I'm glad that I was able to bring this information to you about Senate Bill 9. Again, I'm sorry that it's hard to read. But like I said, that's why I added a link to Senate Bill 9 to the description of the video. That way you could read the summary. You don't got to read all 99 pages. I think it really goes to outlining the whole, the most important parts you need to care about. Now, some of the things that are in there that I think you should know about is that it would basically allow processors to get cultivation licenses. I want to know how you feel about that. How do you feel about a processor getting a cultivation license? I mean, does that make sense to you? In Michigan, a lot of the companies are already vertically integrated, meaning that they grow and process their own materials, similar to a level 1 here. Just so you know, a level 1 processing of and level 1 cultivation is one and the same. So if you hear someone say, oh, they've got a level 1 grow facility, usually a level 1 grow facility almost always has their own processing. So processors often are out trying to make products for you, but they don't have their own plant material. Therefore, they don't have the genetics, they don't have the lineage or anything you're looking for if you want something that's a full spectrum product. So I want to know, you think it makes sense to give processors a cultivation license? But I also want to know, it says something else very interesting there, that all cultivators will automatically get a dispensary license. How's that work? Should all cultivators have a dispensary license too? I want to know. Do you think all cultivators should have a dispensary license? Yes or no? Tell me that in the comments. And make sure you do my survey question about whether or not you've heard of Senate Bill 9. If you're watching this on a replay on another network, Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or wherever, make sure you follow me on all social media networks. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It helps the algorithm. You can also support the channel by doing a super chat or a thanks. That helps me out. Even if it's $1, every little bit counts. And make sure you visit the website OhioCannabisLive.com for more information and an opportunity to do your own reviews and put your own feedback out there about what you think about these products, because I definitely want to know. I'm trying to build as much information as I possibly can about this so that I can share this information with other people who may not be watching YouTube, who may not be as involved as some of the other people. Something else I want to ask is that, I want to do the show and tells we used to do before, where people will come into a digital virtual meeting and show and tell products that they purchased in the medical marijuana program and explain their experience with those products. I would like to know, how interested would you be in attending one of these virtual events on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm really interested in attending one of these events, and 1 being nah, I probably wouldn't do it. Leave that in the comments as well. I may not see it right now because I'm looking right at this camera, but I am looking at your comments here off to the side and over here to the right to me. Great question, Rodney. Is the bill sponsored by cultivators and stuff? I think that's kind of a mixed question. I would think that someone who's maybe a level 2, a smaller cultivator, they may be more in support of it, but a level 1 or MSO, I'm not so sure they would be in support of even more competition than they already got. And then, that's extra revenue stream of them being able to basically sell their unwanted biomass to standalone processors. That'll go away, so that actually would cut into their funds a little bit. So I'm not sure that level 1 cultivator processors would be so excited about Senate Bill 9, just in simple fact that they could lose some business. But on the flip side, they would be getting a free dispensary license. So if you're a company that's never had a dispensary license and all of a sudden you're now getting a dispensary license, well, hey, you know, when we look at comparing what's happening with Senate Bill 9 and what's going on with like alcohol, there's no comparison, because Senate Bill 9 is specifically about the medical marijuana program. The like alcohol initiative is specifically in regards to adult use. What would it do? It would allow home grow. It would allow recreational sales. It would allow delivery. It would allow a lot of things. Okay, but what I want you to do before you are so for it, make sure you read it. And then at the same time, if you are for the like alcohol initiative to legalize, make sure you plan on voting in November, because that's the only way that's going to happen. So if you haven't registered to vote already, please get that done now. Get ahead of the game, because before you know it, it'll be November and you'll be like, man, I got to go get registered to vote and I don't even know how to do it, blah, 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 blah. So don't put yourself in that situation, and don't wait till the last minute. Thank you, Mike, for your support. I appreciate the super chat there. Super thanks. I love the Giphy that it puts there with the hands clapping on there, man. And every time you guys donate those super chats, man, that breaks YouTube's algorithm of just thinking that people who are on here trying to provide information, education about cannabis are wasting their time. And this is why I come back every Friday, not because of super chats, but because I know that you need this information. I know that other people who are watching this need this information. And I know it's not the most exciting information. I know it's not. I know I don't have a big bong here. I'm sorry, I can't do that on every episode of 420 Live. But every now and then, we're going to get sturdy up in here. And we're going to get hype up in here. And I'm going to get y'all energized for this legalization, for this cannabis reform. Don't fall asleep on me now. Yeah, I might be all in your ear on your headset now. You hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We have got to take action. This is the year of the cannabis. So when I put these events together for you, I expect you to be there. Whether it's virtually or showing up in person. I'm going to need you to be there, because if we don't show we have the numbers, man, they're not going to be bothered with us. They're not going to be bothered with us. They're like, man, these guys ain't got the numbers. For real. They're going to say, we don't have the numbers. We have to show them. We are tired of not getting answers. So next time an opportunity comes up for us to speak about Senate Bill 9 or like alcohol, we better all be there in some kind of way. And we better know what we are talking about. Because if we don't know what we're talking about, they're just going to ignore us. And we cannot continue to let them ignore us. Thank you, Jimmy, for the super chat. I really appreciate that, my brother. Thank you very much. We already broke a new algorithm record on this video already. Thank you. We made it at $6.99. And they're going to take all of it and give me $1. But that's all right. Because it is the beautiful thing to be able to be here with you and be able to see you every Friday. I look forward to talking to many of you. Even after the show, a lot of you still talk to me outside of 420 Live show, and we will continue to do that. So we're going to even take it a step further with the Miracle Rally Helpline, which I'm really excited to tell you more about, which will be active really soon. Hopefully by March, we will be ready to take calls. If you're interested in volunteering to help take calls, the Miracle Rally Helpline, please make sure that you take time to email me at ohiocannabislive@gmail.com. I'll send you a link. You'll fill everything out, answer some questions, and we'll decide how you can best help out with Ohio Cannabis Live. But we definitely are looking for volunteers. We do have some internships that are available. Internships don't pay any money, but it's a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about what it takes for me to do what I do, kind of get you to see a behind the scenes look of what all goes into putting something like this together, to put the organization together. It is definitely a challenge to get people energized. It is a challenge to get people out of their house. It is a challenge to get you to come out and just have a good time, because Everything is so complicated right now with the cost of gas, the cost of food. So that's why what the Miracle Helpline is going to do is basically give you information that you can use to find deals on things, or save money on utilities, save money on your food. We're going to provide you information that you may not know about that could save you money. We're going to give you information about medical cannabis that you probably didn't know, and we're just not saying it on YouTube. We're just not posting on Instagram for various reasons. But you'll be able to call this number, and you don't have to give your name. We don't care who you are. We just want to help you. And if we can do that, well, that's good enough. That's good enough. So, you know, I really think that we're going to work on a couple things coming in the future. The community dinners are absolutely happening. I can tell you right now where at least one of these community dinners is going to be. So if you live in the Ken area, heads up, Ken, I'm coming to dinner in Ken. And I got a surprise for you I'm working on. I can't tell you all the details yet, but this is going to be a dinner to remember if everything goes my way. I got a surprise that I can't wait to share, but I got to wait until we get it all together. So if you got any suggestions for any venues that we can have an event at, have a dinner of sorts in Canton, it's a nice place. I'm looking for a place. I have a few people already working on this for me, but if you have ideas, I want to hear your ideas as well. Let me know. If you want to host a community dinner with me in another town, I'm all for it. All you got to do is figure out the venue and what kind of food we're going to eat and what day it's going to be, and I'll try to make my best effort to make it happen and to make sure it's there. Don't worry about how much it costs, because that doesn't matter. The goal here is to get us together to help educate and inform more people about the medical cannabis program and help people get in the program. Because again, we have to make sure the program survives, and we got to keep it going. We just got to. So, you know, I do this every week. I'm going to ask you, what's for dinner? For me, I don't remember exactly what. I'm going through my brain. What are we having? I don't quite remember. No. So, what are you guys having for dinner, or ladies and gentlemen? What are you having for dinner? State liquor store should be equal. No, I don't want to be equals with the liquor store. No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because see, liquor has a bad rep, right? People are getting killed, car accidents, and everything else with the liquor. So I don't want us to be associated with something that's already bad. We're trying to make cannabis good. So putting it with this alcohol thing, I've never liked the name. I've told them this to their faces. I think regulate like alcohol is not a good name. It doesn't make me think cannabis. It makes me think alcohol. So we should definitely try to get. Well, we can't change the name right now, and I guess we don't. As long as it gets passed, we don't care what the name of it is. Do we really? No, I guess we don't. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we definitely need to make sure that we're staying on this. Chicken pot pie. Oh, tell your mom I said happy birthday, Jimmy. Tell her happy birthday from the Mastermind and Mama Mastermind and family. We said happy birthday to Jimmy's mom. Chicken pot pie. Okay, are you making that from scratch, Lynette? Or are you sharing that? Or is that something you bought? Who else is still on here? What else we have? It says we got 17 current viewers. There's got to be more people eating than just 2 people. What are y'all eating? I'm still trying to recap my brain what I'm having. It doesn't come to me yet. Yesterday I tried to have something and it didn't go well. So, no, that was the day before. So again, I just don't really know what I'm going to have. I usually have an answer, but I don't. Oh, well, that's great. Tell her I said thank you too. Yeah, I agree with you, Captain Retoker. You know, as long as it's fair, you know, as long as it's fair. And that's the thing that we have to stay on. We have to make sure that we understand the legislation. Because if we don't understand the legislation, and they're just going to do whatever they want like you did last time, and you already know exactly how that turned out, right? It didn't turn out so hot. So we definitely got to figure out what they're up to. I know for a fact that they changed how many plants we could grow in that like alcohol thing. Just in case y'all didn't catch that little caveat, they did switch it down from what it was before. So make sure you stay on that, because like I said, we something else I want to mention before I go. We hit another milestone. We got 2,600 subscribers. Woohoo! All right, yeah. So we got some more subscribers. So thank you for all the new subscribers. And I just want to give you a preview of some of the videos that are coming out next. So we have several dispensary opening videos that are coming out. We have some review videos about the puff code that are going to be coming out. So keep an eye out for those. They're all in editing right now. And obviously with school and everything, I'm constantly learning new things. And, right now, I just want to thank the Ohio Media School for allowing me to use their equipment, because one of the cameras that we're using today is one of the Ohio Media School cameras, and it is one that I'm learning how to use. So again, thank you for your patience in the rocky start, because I've never done the show with this kind of equipment before, and I'm still learning it. I'm still learning it. I'm just knowing, like, I'll just show you this camera here is my camera that you've always seen me use, and you can probably tell it looks a little bit better, it looks a little bit different. This is the school's camera. This is still the school's camera. So, and I've got another little gizmo here that allows me to, not be fumbling with my keyboard. So, I love to know what you think about the multi-camera angle. Is it annoying? I see a lot of other YouTubers doing this whole up close, then far away, and then to the side. We was going to do the side view, but I just didn't have time. Something else I want to share with you that's exciting before I go. My time is almost up, but it's overtime now. We are going to be filming something here. I can't say all the details, but there's going to be something filmed here. That's another reason why things are a little bit bland, a little bit different than they normally are. But that's because we're getting ready for filming. And I'll be filming on Monday too, so make sure you keep an eye on my social media, because I'm going to drop some more content that's going to be amazing, because it'll be the first time ever that I've had a cameraman and I didn't have to hold my GoPro or anything else. But in the meantime, you'll see some other footage that I did, some other projects I've done before I got the cameraman, and you'll be able to see what I got going on there. Yeah, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait no 7-8 years either, Jimmy. I agree with you totally. That's just a given right there. And it is expanding. We're getting 70 new dispensaries. However, and we're getting more cultivators, by the way. There are more cultivators that are coming online that have not come online just yet. And, they're working diligently. There's more processors coming online. So the market here in Ohio is going to change dramatically, because there's going to be more dispensaries. There's going to be more competitions. It's going to be more active than what we're used to. So it's important that we stay on them. We keep learning the things that we're learning. We keep listening to experiences from other people. So again, I'm going to throw this out there. If you want to come on the show and talk about something, whether it's your story in cannabis, whether it's a problem that's happening with your dispensary, with your town, I don't care. I want to tackle as many of these issues as possible, get them out in the open, and make sure the LLCs understand that we are watching and we are listening. But at the end of the day, my goal is to bring patients and LLCs to the table so that we can join forces together to improve our program and to ensure that the rec program goes through and it doesn't mess up the medical program, because then all this work we're doing will be totally for nothing. And I just refuse to let that happen. I'm not going to let it happen. And I'm going to do everything in my power to bring us all together as much as I possibly can, even if I don't like you. And even if you don't like me, I'm still going to do my best to bring us all together with the same goal of improving and expanding our program, getting more people involved, providing more information, education, and fighting for patient protections and rights. Patient rights and protections. There we go. I just want to make sure that we have rights as patients, because right now, what that paper says, most people don't even know what that means. So we got to do better. That's all. That's all I've got for you today. I really appreciate all of you being here. Again, make sure you do me a big favor. Share the video, like the video, hit that like, subscribe button. Tell all your friends about Ohio Cannabis Live. Make sure you tell everybody to tune in every Friday at 4:20 p.m. on the dot for the 420 live show. And I just want to let you know that at some point another show will be coming on, and that, you know, this show will probably change a little bit. I mean, we'll definitely see some evolution with the way it looks, maybe where it's being held at. It may not always be at my house. It may be somewhere else. It may be at your house. We might even just do the show at your house. We might just come to you and broadcast live at your house and do 420 Live on the Go. The 420 Live on the Go show. I don't know. So we'll be doing more things, and we're going to be doing some more things that I think will be very informative for patients to be able to gain additional information about things they may not know about. So again, that's all I've got for now. I just wanted to make sure I covered everything with you. And again, hey Cat Claw. Dang, Jimmy, you retracted your message? Yeah, when you want to do it, Captain Green Toker? You want to do it tonight? You want to do it tomorrow? When y'all want to have it virtual? Because guess what? It's already set up on the site. We can do it any day you want. How about that? Y'all let me know before I go. I'll hold on a few minutes if y'all want to do one tonight, or you want to schedule one and do one tomorrow. But just tell me what time, and then I'll tell you how to get into it. And you can go right on in there, and we can get the party started. Come on, Cat the Green Toker. You started it, you asked. He has to go to bed at 8 o'clock, man. I'm just getting warmed up at 8 o'clock. All right. So, if you would like to do a virtual session with me and Captain Green Toker at 7 o'clock, you down with 7 o'clock, Captain Green Toker? Is that going to work? 7? That way you have time to be in bed by 8 and go straight from the sesh, straight to the bed? What do you think? Will that work? All right, so at 7 p.m. today, go to OhioCannabisLive.com/join now. If you didn't watch the show, you're not going to know this. And click on special events. That will launch Google Meetings, and I'll see you in there. If no one comes at 7:15, I'm leaving. So be in there around 7. Got the Green Toker confirmed 7. So we on for 7 o'clock for the sesh. So I will see some of you at 7 o'clock tonight. I look forward to that. Y'all enjoy y'all's dinner, and if I don't see you at 7, I'll see you soon. Sooner than you think. Especially now that I got me some new toys to play with. I got this camera for the whole weekend, so I got a whole lot more to do. So keep your eye on your notifications, because I might decide to go live and do something else fun. Break the algorithm once again. All right, Captain Green Toker. It's me and Captain Green Toker. That's all right too, man. But hey, I'd love to see y'all come there, hang out with us. That again, that's OhioCannabisLive.com/join now. I'm going to do y'all solid. I'm going to type it in the chat here. Before I go. Cannabis Live.com/join now. Then click special events. All right, so it's in there. I put the instructions in there. That's all I got for now. I will see all of y'all very soon. All right, y'all have a good one.